Hey everyone, this is an NGDC joining again for another podcast. This time the main subject is basically keep going back to where we were before, where we had to sort of put that on pause because sort of Microsoft did the largest gaming acquisition in history, so we sort of had to make that the topic of the show. This time we're just continuing back where we should have done with the other part of the New Year stuff as sort of our plans. But before that, what we've been up to and general news. And starting us off is by random Skype order, Carlos.
Carlos.
Muted, so I'm jumping ahead to second.
Hi there, I'm the second opinion, and from a critic first and a fan second, let's get personal this week.
All right.
You know what you signed on for.
Jen?
I may be first, I may be last, I may be snowed in, I may not want to build a snowman, but I am first and always Jen. Hello, everybody.
Hey. Ready, Carlos?
Yep.
All right.
And this is Gunmetal Gator here. Just let you know, I am very much like an on and off again YouTuber of like the anime card games or like the cartoon persuasion. Very much. Hope you're ready to enjoy some competitive card fighting because god dang it, I'm actually sweeping tournaments right now. Like I'm actually helping my team win. I'm helping my team win.
Yay.
I'm actually the ace for a team. I'm an ace.
Woohoo!
He's an ace.
An ace gator.
I just keep on winning my
All
games.
you do is win, 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 no matter what.
No matter what.
Yep.
No matter what, we'll be together. No matter what, we'll be friends.
I'll say, Carlos, I'll save the story we were just talking about for the opening news story when we go through what we've been up to.
Yes.
You can make that when we go to news, we'll have that be the first story. So that's what we call foreshadowing.
You learn something new.
Who wants to go first in terms of what we've been up to?
Let's see. Can I go first?
Go for it,
Sure.
Jen.
Okay, let's keep this short and sweet. Okay, what's happening with me? First of all, Elements of Justice, Case 2, Episode 4 is just gone live on YouTube, so check it out. Hear a certain place in here voice a certain awesome princess. Okay,
She's got content.
Yes, absolutely. In the name on there is Goddess Level 1. That's the name I'm using on there. So, but yeah, check out. I really do say this because Elements of Justice is amazing story behind it, and yeah, my first ever voice acting endeavor. So, yeah, Case 2, Episode 4 is out. So check it out. Other than that, personal wise, well, the only goals I've got is to finally attain financial freedom somehow. In other words, kick all my financial debts to the curb, Bruce Lee style. And for one thing, finish Twilight Princess, and finally getting myself a Nintendo Switch. I have a very generous friend of mine who is actually letting me borrow her Switch for a while. So I've been getting myself acquainted with it. I now have the Ring Fit. So I've been working with it, trying to work on the fitness and such. And I can't wait to check out all the other games. And also, yeah, she gave me she's letting me borrow Animal Crossing too. Let the madness begin.
Yeah, let me just say, I highly recommend eventually you try Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Oh yeah, but she's letting me borrow Animal Crossing, and also she's letting me borrow Fire Emblem. I believe it's I think that's what it is. Fire Emblem. Yeah.
4 houses, I think.
I think that's the one. I gotta check it again. But either way,
there's only one in the Switch, so it's a Switch
right.
one.
I bet that's the one. By the way, I temporarily have a Switch until I find one all of my own. But that's about it.
All on my own.
You'd be like, it's mine. It's my own. My precious. I'll look at the KFC bucket I have on my wall, be like, don't worry, precious. You'll have a new sibling soon.
So, I guess I could say something right now. Like as I mentioned in the opening, it's very much like, yeah, Cardfight Vanguard like Zero's been going really well. My team, the Quattro Remnants, actually pulled a win over the top team of our block, a team by the name of Neo Sanctuary.
Hey.
In which I was the only one of the teams to actually sweep 2 games in their matches. Meanwhile, everyone else was able to pull off like 1 win at the least to make our score 5-3 at the very end of like 4 players going up against 4 players.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I'm just right now like I never expected myself to be the guy who would be carrying my own team. I thought I was like choosing people who would actually be better at playing the game than me, but they ended up being paired off against equal rivals that was like really hammering them down and causing them to lose like 1 game. And I'm like, did I actually win using my favorite deck as a surprise? And everyone was just shocked that even happened. I wasn't even playing meta. I still won the first game with it. Oh, God, I just played flipping animals with school supplies. This is just wild how like online competitive card game tournaments can be. When you have a guy willing to go crazy with like, I'm just going with the non-meta pick because this is my favorite deck. This is my favorite clan. And
Never say card tournaments aren't serious.
Aren't serious, even if you're not playing with like the most meta decks. But yeah, aside from that, for Digimon here, we get like an interesting thing that's never happened in the franchise before, in which a Digimon partner is switched up with like a Digimon of another partner.
Huh.
In this case, the girl character Ruli is paired up with Jellymon when they're dealing with like a life or death, like a snowed in situation in which an ultimate Digimon by the name of Refrigimon is literally blowing snow at a nuclear reactor, freezing them to death, and literally everyone else is like literally like unconscious and dying of frostbite.
Oh, jeez.
And upon hearing of this, Ruli is like frozen, shaken up, thinking like, did everyone die? And then suddenly Jellymon just slaps her in the face and saying like, we're the only ones here! We're the only ones that can do something! So why don't you stand here and fight with me here? And legitimately.
Frigimon.
Like, well, regular Frigimon, I remember him from the original series. Nice guy.
Refrigimon is basically like combine that with like the Terminator, in which it's now a giant snow blower.
You mean I would think like a Mr. Freeze of Batman Forever.
Or the guy that Frigimon was trying to be when he first showed up with a dark disc thing in his back, turning him evil, and it would have worked if he wasn't so darn cuddly looking.
Yeah.
It's like, 30 seconds of evil Frigimon, and then they do some contrived thing that involves kicking Agumon like a soccer ball to destroy it, and then he's just the friendliest snowman you've ever met who wants to carry them and break up their fights and get them food and try to fend off the evil Digimon attacking them for them, but it's, well, Digimon, so the main characters have to solve all the problems the same way by digivolving themselves and doing it.
Here's a picture of the guy for like context. Over here. He really looks like a Garjomon as a snowplow.
Wow.
Yeah. It was insane. Like we actually went dark for a filler episode, but here we are. The possible thing about like alternate like Digimon like partnerships is now introduced. It's like, oh, are we gonna go for different ideas in this Digimon season? Ooh, we like it. Yeah. Aside from that, let's talk about Pokemon and how an Amazon Prime exclusive miniseries is outshining the actual Pokemon anime right now.
Wow.
Legends Arceus, the Amazon Prime special, is a 4-part miniseries that is supposed to be an advertisement for the Legend Arceus game, which, by the way, that video game, people are considering it to be the best modern Pokemon game as of now.
Wow.
We have finally gotten away from the Dark Ages, and all it took was going to the Dark Ages. Am I right?
Wow. Had to go through the dark in order to surpass the dark.
Yes.
Yeah. I might eventually pick it up, but it's like I have a lot. That's I'll get onto. I have a lot of my to-do list game-wise.
Yeah, let's just say a lot of Unova Pokemon got good forms out of this, including a new Pokemon that's a part of the Genie Trio, making it a quintet. How do you do this?
I don't know.
How do you do this? How do you just make a new Pokemon and just have it be like, oh, this is just like the fourth Genie? What? What that's what you're gonna tell me? There's a 5th Musketeer Pokemon?
Pretty much.
The Musketeer.
So like it's that stuff, and then the special for Legends Arceus, instead of it just being a full-blown advertisement for the games, it acts as an actual sequel to the original Diamond and Pearl series.
Wow.
Bringing back Brock and Dawn.
No way!
And legitimately gives the best fan service you could possibly give to one of the best seasons of Pokemon by bringing back Team Galactic without their leader, and their end goal here, just bringing back their leader Cyrus from the ether.
Wow.
And how did he do this? They actually captured the legendary Pokemon Heatran, and then tried to use Heatran, the Fire Steel type.
Oh yeah.
The one that's unimpressive. They tried to do an experiment on one of Arceus's flame plates. It backfires, affects Heatran, in which he's consumed by the fire plate's power, and he becomes a gigantic monstrosity that actually makes him feel like a legendary for once.
Wow.
With his existence literally being like affecting Spear Pillar and causing all the Pokemon to literally like go insane and crazy because of the magnetic field is being messed up, and time-space portals are being opened up.
Oh wow.
And literally Arceus is like commanding like the 3 Lake Guardians to literally call upon like Ash, Brock, and Dawn to literally like go and save the world from like literally like this impending doom before Arceus has to step in.
Oh wow.
And legitimately, the best part of this, Brock comes in, shown to be like a doctor in Sinnoh, has a Blissey now.
What's that?
Yeah, has a Blissey now. And he even comes in with like Trotcon also as his nurse.
Wow.
And then like during like the actual battle, he reveals that he actually got back Steelix from his brother. So Steelix is here.
Hey.
The original Brockmon.
Hey, wait a minute. So Brock has a brother?
You haven't remembered the anime. Brock has an entire gaggle of family.
Oh.
In which he had to raise them up all by himself because his father basically abandoned the family and his mom went away somewhere.
So basically abandoned by both his parents.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I never knew this.
It wasn't the original anime, Jen.
I swear I didn't see that. I saw that.
Well, the dad does come back at the end of the Brock episode.
I did see the original anime, but I did not. I swear up and down, I did not see that part. I somehow missed that part. I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I could have missed that part.
Yeah. It explains why he's so good with cooking, because he had to support his family all that time by himself.
Bro. Damn.
Yeah, I do remember that episode mostly because I can't finish this attack. It feels like his entire family is holding me back.
Ash, open your eyes.
Man, oh man.
It wasn't figuratively.
Okay, so yeah, we got the most fan servicey in all the right ways Pokemon season ever.
Yeah, in which it actually feels like it ended up great, even though Team Galactic gets captured and they try to escape. It's like they try to ask God, "Can we please get Cyrus?" And God did not say anything and just walked away. Wow. It's like cold, hard reality hitting them like a ton of bricks, and like, oh my God, you actually did Arceus correctly after the many times you tried to bring him up in different contexts and media. This is the one that he feels like an actual god.
Wow, Arceus didn't suck this time.
How about that?
The concept.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was kind of a
even-
desperate concept, or at least on paper it was. Hey, how do we make a legendary that's more impressive than the other legendaries? Let's just make him God. He's the god.
Well, there you go. Well, there you go. That nothing else needs to be said.
Yeah, and basically, and then Cynthia was also there in order to actually help with like saving the day. And even Gogh was actually well characterized in the special compared to the actual series he was from. And we
Okay,
even
so
got
you've been
back
watching
to,
a lot of
like,
Pokemon. We can file that one in that category.
Oh yeah, file that up. And then we had one more thing. It's like nothing simple. It's just Attack on Titan.
Oh my
Just
God!
Attack on Titan. Just Attack on Titan.
That's all. That's really all you need.
Just
Attack on Titan.
if you ever thought daddy issues was a big motivator for characters, have you ever heard of son issues? Because the Attack on Titan went beyond father issues and went into son issues for someone.
Totally.
Like the writing of the series is just going to be like, oh, you remember how Berserk is one of the well-renowned like shonen / seinen mangas?
Yeah.
Attack on Titan is up there. Attack on Titan is up there.
I would believe it. I believe it. It's right up there with Berserk. I believe it's right up there with Berserk, honestly.
And here's hoping the anime has a better ending, because if it does, we could say the anime is a better substitute than the manga.
I kind of hope it doesn't. I'm the weirdest thing. I don't know what. I have to wonder if it's going to be just exactly as the manga is, or if it's going to be different. But if it's going to be different, how?
All right.
I would
not
not
go
imagine
too much into
it.
us. Not
Yeah,
to go
right.
too much into
We're
spoilers
not
for
going,
those.
that's why I was very vague about it. That's why I was super vague about it.
Right.
And that's why I was pausing it, even though like I'm aware how it's going and know it's generally what's going on right now, and I've seen some clips on YouTube, which I'll just say is like people complain about Attack on Titan's like newer seasons like animation. Screw you now. Mappa's basically giving you the middle finger through all their slave labor.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. So that's really it for me.
Okay, and let's see. I got after all this, well, not COVID related per se, but COVID schedule driven fiasco nonsense ruining all games of Magic. I got back into playing that a little bit so I could get a nice heaping reminder of what a amateur I am. But got to see a friend playing that we haven't in a while, and he reminded us on how he knows that game so thoroughly inside and out. It's mind-breaking. But Daylover had never met him before, so she went after the people she was familiar with instead, and we're all like, we're very I told you so when he swept the game instead of any of us, all but guaranteed by her wiping us out. Okay, so we got to be very salty there, but still on the Isao Takahata kick with his Heidi show. It's still well, very pre-Ghibli. It's like in the slow pacing and the explanations for the children in the back of the room who are often expected to not keep up with these little kids shows. But I mean, like, every time you think like, okay, yeah, they maybe still had some nuts and bolts to tighten. It lets you know that, okay, no, you're still seeing a show from a legend. The touches, the Studio Ghibli touches, the romanticizing the ordinary are definitely there. Like right now we're at the part where her true neutral aunt strong arms Heidi and uses trickery to get her to the city of Frankfurt to away from the mountains she loves, because Isao Takahata, of course, that's her favorite place to be. But I think the book actually agreed with him on that one there. But anyway, so spirits are there to be the companion for this little invalid girl who's like 3-4 years older than she is. And little illiterate Heidi is treated like the village freak by the what would you call her, the governess of the house, with the dad always out and about, Fräulein Rottenmeier, however you say that. But she's pretty much what her name sounds like, the lady who hates every animal and has to jump up on a chair and hold her petticoat when she sees one, and does not understand what Heidi is always talking about with all her mountain sayings, and assumes she must be dumb because she cannot understand what subjects and predicates are when she has not been sent to school yet, and such and such. So, okay, like, she does inject some much-needed conflict into the show, but, it got a little repetitive. Like, it just seemed like it was going to be, okay, point number 1, Heidi is miserable here and is frequently reduced to tears. Point number 2, it's fun to terrorize Fräulein Rottenmeier because many of Heidi's coping strategies involve animals and allow the other servants who don't like this lady very much either to catch on to the fact that she can be pranked in pretty much any way involving animals. And, then Dad comes home, and after hearing Fräulein's report on how Heidi is not only stupid, but probably not right in the head, sees her up close, and his daughter loves the hell out of Heidi, and seeing it up close for himself, unequivocally sides with the daughter, and then decides that maybe his mom, aka daughter's grandma, can come in and straighten things out, and wasn't expecting. Like, this is one thing I didn't think Takahata would be up for at this point, but he creates a perfect quirky character in this grandma, and this is supposed to be proper 1800s Frankfurt. She comes in wearing a bear costume, trying to see if she can scare her granddaughter and the new friend, and chases Heidi around the room until Heidi catches on that it's a game, and instantly becomes the kind of fun, understanding human being this little girl needs. And I don't know, it's very, like, does little parlor tricks, and it's all just, like, somehow very ordinary, very stuff that would happen, and yet very, like, what would you say? Very cathartic at the same time. Very, wow, now isn't this how life should be after 5 episodes of Mrs. Rottenmeier?
This sounds like Cruella, another Cruella de Vil.
A little bit. For a while, it was like, okay, this lady might just be lawful neutral. Like, this might be a sign of how over-the-top villains like this have become. But, like, right at the point where it's like, okay, Heidi has broken the rules, and you think would be Fräulein's cue to freak out and really hammer it in and show us how evil she is. Instead, she just kind of keeps going, just kind of keeps insisting on the rules. So it's like, okay, maybe she's supposed to just be lawful neutral, but then, like, as it goes on, she starts speculating that she might have been too nice to Heidi, that she starts taking it out on the servants, so she's a bully, she's a narcissist. I'm like, Okay, no, none of that projecting positive traits onto toxic people here. She sucks.
Ah, gotcha.
So, okay, so if only partly for the show itself, fascinating to study for a Ghibli fan, but okay, so there's that. There's Netflix's Daredevil, which, you know, it turned out to be, I guess, a blessing in disguise that I never had time for it when it came out, because, watching it when, Disney Plus might be ready to pick it up. I think the stupid copyright bit on how they can't do anything with it while it's a Netflix show, which until 2 years past or something like that, like, basically it seems like we're on the verge of Daredevil, being reactivated in the MCU, and seeing this show, it needs to happen. This is pretty darn good. Like, I don't know, it's like a dense narrative plot. It has a lot of that comic book plotting where, you know, some of it is characters act very in theory, and like even if it's able to make it play convincingly, like you can tell that it was like the actions were thought of first and the plausible motivations were reverse engineered onto them and stuff like it can become like just the slightest bit tedious. You can get a little daredeviled out after so long, but on the whole, it's basically a straight A's kind of show across the board. Kingpin, fantastic. Daredevil, fantastic. His friends, who at some time, like the ordinary people trying to help, sometimes they're my favorite part. Like, I am really looking forward to this coming back.
Nice.
In fact, it's kind of got me like, the whole Defenders TV show universe they were spinning. I wouldn't mind seeing that at least softcore restarted again. I actually want to check out some of the other ones now, even though none of them were supposed to be quite as good as Daredevil. And the state. Oh, and the Rift Cafe with the new generation approaching. We're kind of trying to start getting some work done over there too. So I'm hoping for video production again. But we've got videos coming that Day and I are hopefully going to be a part of if we can enter in our
cool.
What would you call that? Our contributions in time.
Cool.
Boy. But all right, I'll leave it at that, I guess. Probably gonna start rolling eyes and putting people to sleep if I go too much farther there. So okay.
Right.
On to news and or what we've got planned.
I guess what I've been up to is next. Which, let me see, I've still catching up on some anime. The main one I just sort of finished that was sort of anime was Netflix's season 2 of the Dota anime. If anyone's keeping up with that. Have any of you seen that or not?
What's it called?
Dota, the anime.
No.
Dota Dragon's Blood.
No, I haven't seen it.
All right. It's Netflix's newer anime series they're sort of doing. It's like their less successful like version of like what they did with Castlevania, where it's like based off a game series, but it's like Dota, like in Dota 2, but it's like it's an interesting series, especially if you're into like D&D stuff. And season 2 happened. There's some really nice, awesome new characters introduced, some lost, but some really good characters. I said I've been watching that, and like I binged through that in like 2 days, though it's like 8 episodes, so not really much to brag about anime wise. And then I also found not really something I got on, but it's now on my to-do list, is like Emma or Victoria romance anime, which is like a maid anime that's been on my to-do list for a while. And I just noticed like, it actually has been dubbed for several years on Funimation. I just never noticed it because I just been have it on my Crunchyroll. It's like, okay then, well, now I know what to do. But on other stuff is the main thing I'm sort of been experimenting this week, which is Carlos will probably be excited about, is I finally got around to trying my Persona 5 Royal. and I'm one palace in.
Oh my gosh! Whew, get ready for a ride. If you're playing Royal, get ready for a ride.
Oh my god! I've not played Royal, but I know what happens. And
Get
God
ready
help.
for a ride, okay?
Oh, it's so better. It's so better than base Persona 5. I'm just like,
You're
oh,
gonna,
God.
yeah.
Yeah,
One dude was
it's like, yeah, I hear they refine. Like, I'm not, because I forget, I haven't seen in a while what they changed, but I knew, like, just some small mechanics. Like when I was just like researching info, like it's like, oh yeah, in the original Persona 5, you only got like one round of bullets for your gun for the entire dungeon trip. It's like, wow, that sort of would suck.
I mean, that's negligible. That's negligible, honestly.
I don't know, but like you actually use them in the game now because you have every battle. It's like I just couldn't even imagine because it's like an easy way for some, just especially if you just want to sort of spread damage about or like hit enemies you know are weak against it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I need to look up what the changes because I know there's also like basically an extra palace at the end for the year.
I mean, the extra palace. I mean, just make sure you don't look up anything about that one.
Don't.
I'm just aware of it. I'm also aware of what you need to do to unlock it. I have a to-do list to make sure I hit everything.
Yeah,
but,
make sure you bond with those people.
Yeah, but I just started, so I just got the first palace. So I can't really do much. Like, I just want to make sure because, like I said, I'm waiting for the fallout of my first palace to get done. But let me just ask you, Carlos. Because I haven't met the one guy yet, but let's see, Persona.
Like, are we talking about the first villain?
Yeah, I've done his palace and got his treasure, and he's not confessed. He's basically going through the whole like everything before the event date. Let me see. Is the one counselor is he not out yet or no?
No, he's not out. He's only out after the first palace.
Right.
That was my guess because I know what's going to I can expect what's going to happen. I've not looked up story. That's why I said
Yeah. There's a reason why he'll come out afterwards because what the first villain did. There's a reason why you need the counselor.
Yep,
I know. That's why. That's why I was saying, oh yeah, the counselor. I was like, that's why I was like, okay, he's probably going to happen after the May date. This all the crud goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my guess. I didn't have to worry about, but I just wanted to run through with you.
Yeah, because seriously, Kamoshida is legitimately one of the worst scum on earth and easily one of the best JRPG first villains.
Right.
Oh yeah, you beat me to saying like, oh yeah, Kamoshida, yeah, he's a dick.
Yes. Yeah.
No. Like, he's so legendary a dick that he's legitimately like at the top of the list of people. Yeah.
All right, but yeah, I think going off what it says, like, yeah, I think the one issue we're hearing like that about Kamoshida is basically the problem with like he's probably the worst like character like and villain in terms of moral, but he's like the first one. So like it's not like you're good with worse people, if I understand. It's actually
but trust me, it gets honestly, it gets worse. It gets worse. Kamoshida set the bar, and it's only gonna get worse from there.
Oh yeah, just wait until daddy problems.
No, stop there.
I'm not even hinting.
Stop there.
But yeah, it also is interesting sort of like Joker, so like as a personality but is silent, so it's this interesting deal with that. And also the Joker, combat.
He's very much like, for all of silent protagonist, he clearly has a personality and he has an arc. That's just how much of the story narrative really influences by like your inputs, and he clearly has a reaction to like certain things that are being done to him, and why you clearly have a reason to do the things you do.
Right.
Not a blank slate like you Narukami.
Yeah, and
talk about blank slate with like Narukami. It's like wow. Just it makes me wonder, like, does anything affect you at all?
But yeah, to stay with my one character is in terms of the combat, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of turn-based, but like it does what I like when turn-based does happen, where it's not really 99% of the battles are like less than a minute and rather quick. It's very fast-paced sort of thing, where it's just, except for the boss battles, which is more of a puzzle.
Right.
Yeah.
So it reminds me a lot of like, I don't think any of you play, but Octopod Traveler, where like a majority of the battles, once you get your rhythm going, you can beat within like a few seconds. Not that fast, like but Octopod, but that's sort of like the thing. That's what I said. Like I liked about Octopod. It's really about figuring out your opponent's weaknesses and like setting up stuff, and it has a similar system here.
Right.
That hopefully it doesn't have one. The reason I never technically finished Octopath Traveler, I mean the true ending, I have to go out to like the individual 7 more characters endings, which aren't too bad, but like to get to the true ending, you have to like find 4 more characters you have to beat to get like extra classes, which are like the super classes. And those are like 20-minute battles or so, and like really hard. We have to do a certain thing with a certain character, or you all get wiped this one turn. Like it is like that thin of margin. And then the final boss, you need all those 4 classes to do basically to beat them. Period. And you must do certain things in a certain times, or you're like get wiped. And it's like an hour-long battle. That's it. Sort of like unmotivated me to like finish it, because it's like, I really don't want to go for the true ending, but I probably should finish all the main character endings. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm going through Persona 5 Royal. 1 dungeon down, still waiting for the aftermath to that, so I'm doing all the little side stuff. Taking very questionable pharmaceutical trials.
Me, Dr. Takemi.
Dr. Takemi, Tai Takemi.
Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's Twilight Princess. I just got the master. I finally finished the Lakeside Temple, and tried to restrain myself from just throwing the game out the window. So I just got the Master Sword. And okay, I understand now about Midna a little bit. So I'm starting to soften a little. I'm gonna give it 5%. I'm softening a little bit to Midna. I just got the Master Sword, and now today I just got blasted into Gerudo Valley.
I still have no context for that because
the saga of Jenn continues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't have any context for that because Nintendo still has not released their Switch version of that. Curse you!
I know. Give them time. They will. Give them time.
I don't know. It's Nintendo. They do weird stuff.
But I said, that is true. They would
That's
probably
like the one thing that's like.
They could probably release another Zelda before they put Twilight Princess on Switch.
Oh shoot!
Nintendo is the one to like let's release the least popular 3D Zelda game first by itself, and then not confirm or even acknowledge the other ones that people really wanted to Switch.
Derek, I forgot to make mention for Netflix. They've released the last season of Kid Cosmic. Legitimately. I'm just saying this right now. Kid Cosmic is best Craig McCracken show.
But before we go on to the news, though, I do want to ask you one question in a Persona. How slow is your knowledge supposed to gain? Because it seems like not budge at all.
Oh, that's very easy. Knowledge has grown incrementally. Probably slowest if you don't study on rainy days in Persona 4, or in Persona 5's case. Yeah, you really have to go through like the library the first few months. You really need
because
that
it's like I have to squint. And it's like, is it changing? Because Guts, like after the pharmaceutical trial, like jumped to 2. It's like, oh, I guess I have something at 2 now. Like all the other stats, just like I can't really notice a change. It's like, okay, I would prefer if you just gave me basic numbers so I could actually see there's progress, not the little bouncing thing. Like, this tells me nothing. That's what I was asking. Like, is it really that slow or what?
And I mean, unless if you're doing something wrong and not getting the most optimal way of like increasing your knowledge, that could be another reason why. Like if you're like say if you're studying like of random days instead of like particular days in which you might be able to get more of a boost.
Yeah, I know you get more in rain and all of that, but also it's at the point where I don't really have a lot to do yet because it's still waiting for that first Palace Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing some things that update guts and all that, but it's like not a lot of
it just takes a bit. It just takes a bit for like in the first month just to like raise up your knowledge, even up to like to the second level, because that usually depends on like what you end up getting like in your first midterms. That's why it's so slow. It's like if you really want to be good at your midterms, then like really focus on like knowledge increase. That's really what the game kind of has you doing if you want to get a good score on that.
All right, but yeah, that's a good heads up. But I guess we should probably move on to news stories.
Yeah.
All right, you can go first with sort of a downer, or just do a quick summary to inform everyone.
Yeah. So people of YouTube, we have like an unfortunate circumstance caused by Japanese like animation studios, ShowPro of Pokemon fame, sending out like a fine notice to the YouTuber Suede, the man with the Suede from former channel Awesome fame, who does his Pokemon journeys, Pokemon adventures reviews, in which like he reviews the entirety of the Pokemon anime from the very start, and gets constant support from his Patreon and such. And with this new procedure that ShowPro has decided to do to Suede, you can't really like just ignore it because it acts like a copyright claim, even if it's not through YouTube itself. And the hardest thing is that even if he tries to act against it through the court of law, there's a 99% chance he won't be able to succeed in that, because Japan's definition of fair use is a lot more restrictive and very concrete compared to the liberal use that us Americans do whenever we use fair use for our arguments for our content creation. So either way, you're damn if you do this, damn if you don't. And the only way to avoid this is if you didn't create anime content at all before geo-blocking all of your videos away from Japan, and then do content creation revolving around this. It might not be like a full 100% safe way of doing this, but it's your chance to avoid something that might spread to other anime companies trying to get money, damages, or basically canceling YouTubers out for like them like showcasing like their product and such through reviews and things like this. It's one of the hardest pills to swallow, especially after the debacle last month when it came to totally not Marxist issue with Toei, and him slightly getting a victory out of it, even though he still has like the videos down and such. But this is actually an unwinnable situation. So just want to spread the word and make sure you spread the word to everyone else as well, because people are posting about this. This is a legitimate problem that we have to make sure we change our ways about like how we showcase like anime properties in like in this platform, if we don't want to get our channels completely deleted or canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've already sort of gotten away from that anyway, just because content ID is just by itself isn't too annoying to deal with. I love reaction videos and doing them with y'all because it's just too much of a pain for just most stuff, just because just the system itself, not necessarily fighting claims. But yeah, and then that's more enable. But going on to, I guess, my other news, which are both involve buyouts or attempted a buyout and an attempted buyout, or at least an offer. Incidentally, both were about the same money, which is sort of funny. Yes, starting out with the big thing, like we already brought the Activision Blizzard being bought up on Microsoft stuff. I already brought up that offer last year, which besides giving them Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, also gives them ex-Sony properties like Crash and Spyro is now under Microsoft. Well, seemingly as sort of a take back of that, Sony has just acquired for $3.6 billion Bungie, the developers of Halo, the original developers of Halo.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, they heard it was like billions.
Yeah, $3.6 billion.
Oh my gosh.
Which actually, they break it down. Part of the reason it's so expensive is like there's like a $1.something billion like incentives, basically like, okay, we're buying you. You have to stay here and finish what you're working on. You can't just jump ship. Because that can happen sometimes when like a big studio gets bought or like half the staff leaves. It's like, oh, we got our check, we're leaving. This is sort of like, hey, you're going to get like an extra $1 million just to just stay.
Wow.
Because that is part of the reason it's so expensive. But yeah, I'm still like, it's Destiny. I've fallen off Destiny because I felt Destiny is sort of tarnished goods. It's not bad. I mean, it's probably better, but like I don't feel be as good as it could potentially be in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm really looking forward to what Bungie does next when they're completely unchained from Activision, like they have Sony support. I feel their next project is just going to be amazing.
Right.
So I really look forward to that because the game, like Destiny, has problems. It plays fantastically. The gameplay is just solid.
Wow.
Because yeah, this is like the team that made Halo. They know how to like make a smooth running first-person shooter.
Right.
But yeah, I guess the other news and sort of attempted buyout because there's an offer right now for $3.4 billion. Like I said, similar, ironically, within like the same week and about the same price. For $3.4 billion, SeaWorld Entertainment is offering to buy Cedar Fair Park.
Wow.
Which has a lot of older parks from Cedar Fair, but also the former Paramount parks like Kings Island and Carowinds, Kings Dominion, and also the Cedar Fair more original parks like Cedar Point, Valley Fair, and all of that. They're attempting to buy them all for $3.4 billion.
Jeez,
Attempting because this is more of just an offer, not really a like the Bungie thing. That's basically as long as it's not rejected by legal and like unless the government somehow says no to it, which they probably won't for this deal. That one's going through, but this is just an offer.
Mm-hmm.
And from SeaWorld, which has the SeaWorld parks and also the Busch Gardens parks.
Oh yeah.
Which you brought up as just sort of a entertainment sort of thing too. But so theoretically, Kings Island could have a 6th owner soon, but this deal is probably going to be turned down, is my guess.
Amazing. Incredible. All these billions being thrown around.
Yeah, it's a sad thing. Is like money starts to lose its value when you're doing multi-billion-dollar things.
Pretty much.
And then let me see. But yeah, those sort of the main news stories. So I guess moving on to a main topic, which I'm not sure if I think half are muted, which are out. But yeah, the main topic, which is going to be just sort of like going back to what we were originally going to talk about last week was, second, you need to say something?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Just waiting for this part, I guess.
Yeah, which is the sort of main topic, which I sort of pushed back because that big Activision deal, which was, the biggest gaming acquisition ever. So I felt that was a topic unto itself. But the main topic this time is sort of our general, not New Year's resolution, but just sort of like, what are your all plans this year? Fun things you plan to do, or sort of even if it's loose plans.
I think I already said my plans, didn't I?
Can't remember.
I think I might have. I don't want to risk repeating myself.
Oh yeah. One more thing in news, half of us are in the Cincinnati area, so we're really the city's on fire right now because of the Bengals. So
yes, the city is so like so on fire. We're all there. It's so on fire. They're all everyone's still celebrating and everything that we're going to the Super Bowl. At work where I am, everybody's got their jerseys and such and hooting all over the place. For a minute, I'm putting this out in the universe when the Bengals win because I'm putting it out in the universe when I predict the city will literally shut down. They will shut down. They will shut down, and there'll be like mass like pandemonium in the streets and such. Yeah, it'll be like adding nitroglycerin to the flame.
And to give context for all that, like the Bengals haven't been to a playoffs, let alone a Super Bowl, since like before I was born.
Since won a playoff game. I still remember the last playoff game, or one of the last playoff games they were in. One of your guys tried to shoulder check one of our guys' head off.
Yeah, they haven't been back to the playoffs since 1989.
They haven't won a playoff game since 1989.
They haven't been back there. They also haven't been back there since the 1989.
Oh, you mean the Super Bowl?
No, I was meaning the playoffs. I don't remember how long it was since the Super Bowl though, but I want to say 81, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I just remember the one that everyone keeps harping on is that they haven't been to the playoffs since 1989. I don't remember if that's the same for the Super Bowl or what.
Yeah, I thought it was that they hadn't won a playoff game since 1989.
I think
they've been to the playoffs. They just they've played the Steelers there a couple of times.
Yeah, it was mostly the case we haven't been back there. That we haven't been back to the playoffs. Not just winning, but been there. But I
think that's what it might be.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely been in the playoffs since 1989 multiple times.
Yeah, I think the thing is like just the Final Four big playoffs. I guess what we haven't been.
Okay, maybe that's what we're talking about. I guess that's the case. Okay, fair enough. Oh, and another prediction: Joe Burrow will get the key to the city, and he'll be the new mayor of Cincinnati. And projected sales of rose-colored shades and cigars will sell out.
Oh yeah, I guess news that also transitions into plans. At least I almost forgot, but it's basically a news story that was like an issue that got resolved within a day. Because of financial issues, Trotcon basically ran out of money. So it was asking for like a GoFundMe to help support them. I don't think it was GoFundMe. I think it was another, basically GoFundMe, but through someone else. And yeah, within less than 24 hours, they got their money goal. So
yay! Trotcon saved. The power of bronies still exists, especially bronies with money.
Yeah, and so that is one of my plans loosely, like, is I bought the multi-day pass, even if I'm probably not going to go for as many days as I went to the winter one. Like, I'll probably just go actually at the con 2 days. Mm-hmm. But just because I have no idea how my vacation plans are. I need to get a job first and deal with the vacation. I need to get a job, request vacation day off before I can worry about all of that. But eventually, yeah, I'm probably going to like overnight hotel 2 days instead of 3, something like I did before. But eventually, that's something to look forward to in July, is Trotcon returning in full force, barring any more COVID variants that are very bad. That was me knocking very hard on wood.
So I need some. Yeah, that would be. I need to find some wood in a big hurry too. That's where it's. Yeah, that's great that Trotcon got himself. That the fandoms that's still out there pulled together, and Trotcon's a fun con.
Well, maybe we'll give it a try here.
That would be great.
Many conventions, yeah.
That would be great. At bare minimum, it could be another meeting plan that we plan to do in the winter. That could be the real meeting thing for all of us.
Well, I said it's in July. It's back to July schedule.
Right. Yeah, but still, it'd almost be better in July. We don't have winter to worry about.
Oh yeah, so that's the one thing I look forward to, because it's not just, like I said, I'll probably go to Trotcon for just 2 days, but I'll probably also like go to Columbus Zoo or something like while I'm up there. Which I couldn't do in winter because everything was frozen.
Right.
But yeah, that's just something I look forward to, and also some news that has sort of happened. Yeah, Trotcon was in danger and stayed within the same day.
Hey.
Which I was about to say, I think they benefited from the fact that I think they're like the largest East Coast like BronyCon left.
Now since BronyCon, may it rest in peace, since BronyCon like sailed off into the sunset, Trotcon's like, all right, it's our turn.
I guess I'm trying to think of other conventions that are still around. I know there's some in like the West Coast and like I think California and Washington. I know there's like a thing.
I think Everfree Northwest is still kicking.
That's what I was thinking. Like they're still around. So I know there's still some West Coast and I think even some Texas ones, but I don't think there's anything east of the Mississippi that's comparably as big as Trotcon.
Right. What about Big Apple PonyCon? That one did that one like disappear
too? Continuing. Yeah, that one's gone.
Yeah, so, a few tried to start up, but then COVID sort of like ruined them. Like I said, Trotcon barely survived.
It seemed like it was a domino effect. It was like the big beacon of the East. That was a BronyCon. Once it fell, that was it.
But anyway, I guess what are some other plans y'all have for this year? Like more fun entertainment, sort of like resolutions, just sort of fun things or look forward to, or stuff you plan on doing.
Hopefully, for me, resolutions like hopefully take some online classes and maybe get a better job or a career or something. I don't know if that's fun. I don't know if it's fun, but I don't know.
It leads to
something. Fun. Hopefully, hopefully it will lead to fun. Hopefully, also doing more voice acting projects. Now that's fun. Now that is fun. I will say that. Hopefully, leading to more voice acting projects. Hope to do that. What else here? That is. Oh yeah. Hopefully this will be the year I attain financial freedom and can get a Switch, can get a Nintendo Switch. Other than that, that's really all I can think of at the moment. But hey, the year is, if anything, 2020 has taught me is that things change. So you never know. When the best. You never know when the next happy moment or disaster is coming. So best be prepared for both.
This is a very, very true statement. I never thought I'd have to wait 2 years after my proposal to actually have a wedding.
But you did it.
Aye, and it was worth it.
Yes.
Aye.
Wonderful.
So yeah, speaking of which, I guess a lot of our plans this year, we've, involve, well, a lot of waiting for the government to come through on the, visas and green cards that we've already finished applying for, so whenever that happens, hopefully maybe take a vacation to Denmark, see Daylover's parents and family and all that, interesting news for me in all my career uncertainty. I've been taking a course on teaching Tai Chi to veterans as something you can be prescribed to help deal with trauma. I know.
Nice.
Yeah, I probably don't come across as the most zen guy in these podcasts and stuff, but I have been at it for about, 10 years? Apparently I've won some trophies and certifications and such, so...
I just want to ask before you continue, do you hear anything from my mic right now?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to mute myself then.
No, wait, I thought you meant can we hear you?
Wait, Do you hear any background stuff right now?
Yeah, a little bit. Just a
Yeah.
little bit.
Is it loud,
Okay.
annoying, or not?
It's not that loud.
Yeah.
All
true.
right, I can't tell. It's loud on my end, so I just want to make sure so I'm not in someone's like refilling a tire in the background, so they have a tire pump going. All right, but yeah, just continue. I just didn't want to interrupt it.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, found a studio dojo thing that was looking to recruit people who have entered into this program. So this could happen if I stick with it. So,
Awesome.
do you think? Yeah, here is hoping.
Awesome.
It would be cool to be that. Tai Chi is a thing I can stand behind. I would like to have a job that I have those feelings towards. But otherwise, trying to rekindle my passion for making videos. Mainly the stuff I'm most excited for is projects that other people came up with and just, want me to record snippets for that are short and sweet. But, my own stuff, I'm trying to see if I can get that back to, had a good handful of videos ready to go before my old laptop crashed. Still gotta see if Best Buy can help me out with that sometime, or if I've really just gotta say goodbye to all those projects. But, well, cross that bridge. But, I guess it's a year of settling into what we're gonna be doing for the rest of our lives around here. Isn't that right, Daylover, who totally didn't just wake up and come sit next to me?
Yay! That's true.
The day has awoken.
Yes. Really sleepy day today.
I meant to ask you two, how's the weather around your area?
Snow.
We've been beat up with snow and freezing rain and ice and sleet and whatever else, but it seems like we're seeing the tail end of that unless there's another wave coming in a minute.
Yeah, it's
so it sounds like you got the same.
It's like thawing, but it's really dangerous. We have these big ice sickles outside on the door, and I'm just every time I walk under them, I'm just oh yeah. I saw Mythbusters thing about them being over 5 centimeters, then they become deadly, and I was just I'm not cool with this.
There's been getting used to the skipping under the icicles hanging above our door.
Yeah.
This is her first winter here.
Go with us.
Well, I had icicles before where I lived in Denmark, but no, nothing as large as these ones.
Well, these winters are different in certain aspects of this, in certain areas of this country. We just we just found out what the weather was in LA. My boyfriend was saying, hey, look how warm it is in LA. It's 70 degrees. And turn that off right now.
Yeah.
LA is not having fun. LA is not participating in the chat.
Yeah. Sometimes, every so often, I fantasize about moving to a place where it's always warm.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm pretty sure.
I would, if it wasn't for hurricanes, I would be tempted to live in Florida. That's the thing. That's it's hot, but it's a different kind of humidity down there.
Florida. I used to think about that way about Florida, but the way Florida's policies are going, it just seems they're going backwards and backwards all the time. So now I'm wondering, I don't know.
It seems either every single place where it's always warm, either the weather sucks or the people suck.
Yeah. Now California, I've thought about going out west of going out west myself. I have been to Long Beach, California, and it is gorgeous. And part of me, which is would probably love it out there. The only thing is expensive. I would probably
expensive, but then it's also
wait until it falls into the ocean.
Yeah, and also
and you have wildfires. You also got You got wildfires and earthquakes and possible tsunamis
and rather
out
rampant crime right now.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that depends on which part of California.
Yeah, true. I mean, I visit LA probably but I never want to live there.
Yeah. Like I would be sad if I never got snow. I like snow.
I could understand that. I've been in all seasons, like all my life. I mean, I don't know if I could handle one for the rest of my life. I know I would not want to be able to handle a winter for the rest of my life. That's for sure. But at the same time, I don't know if I'd be able to handle summer all my days either.
Yeah, that's true.
I might just. I can't say it's been a long time since I've actually missed winter when it was gone. Just about the only thing where I'm like, yeah, it needs to be a little wintry or it just doesn't feel right is Christmas.
That is, yeah, because Christmas is like built all around like winter and snow.
We got really late
So true,
Christmas this year.
Yeah, well, weather-wise, yeah.
Around this area, this thing is like I cannot remember the last time I remember having a white Christmas where we got snow around that proper time was like 2007, where we actually did get snow around December, and there really was a white Christmas. But that hasn't happened again since. And now the trend is it's a very mild kind of winter, and if you do get snow, it's maybe once or twice and it's a flurry, but it's gone in a couple of days. But we don't get the actual true winter until probably January or February.
And it makes up for it all at once.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Lately that's been the pattern. I mean, like we've had snow on Christmas more recently than 2007. I think within the last 4 or 5 years at very least. But I think, yeah, it's been the exception and not the rule.
Part of me, but like if I ever went west, I probably, I don't know, I definitely think Colorado would probably be an idea. I've always wanted to go back to Colorado. I've been to Colorado before. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'd love to go back there. My boyfriend and I we were hoping to go back to go to Denver one of these days. We were supposed to, but then we were supposed to in 2020, but then the pandemic hit. So that took care of that.
The funny thing with the pandemic is like because there was not much to do like during the pandemic, there was a lot of like public but national parks were open. You see like the crowds at national parks are like the most they've ever been.
Yep.
which is bad but also like nice. Like, oh, they're finally getting the attention they deserve.
Agreed. I definitely, if it came down to California, would definitely love to check out Northern California. I'll visit LA for probably a day. But then the best
visit LA for Disneyland.
Okay, fine. Well, fine. That's it. And then all the other crazy restaurants and culinary experiences they got out there. That would be it. And then be like, all right, we're out of here. And then I definitely check out San Diego and San Francisco. Those would be the big ones on my list.
Every time I tried to suggest that Disneyland might be better than Disney World, people contradict me. I mean, are there any experts in the room that can settle that debate?
No.
Depends what you mean. Like you could probably make the argument if it's Disneyland versus Disney what's the one? The Magic Kingdom, the individual Magic Kingdom park, which is like the equivalent of Disneyland. You could make the debate that the California one is better than the one in Orlando. But if you're comparing the entire resort, which is like all the 4 other parks, you really can't make that debate because it's like the biggest theme park resort in the world.
Disney World is?
Yeah, because you have
in the world.
You have like Magic Kingdom, then you have Epcot, then you have Hollywood, and then you have the animal thing, and then there's like 2 water park sort of things. So it's like they just have stuff. Yeah, they have this stuff they can do. Now, it's the biggest so far, but Universal is actually catching up as of late, which is their original park, which is still sort of mad, but they've improved. But like their Islands of Adventure with the Harry Potter stuff is really kicking off as of late, and their Jurassic Park stuff. And then like the rumors, they have this new mega park they're building, which is like all I know about it is there's probably going to be How to Train Your Dragon section, and there's definitely going to be the only one that's confirmed so far is there's going to be a Mario section.
Oh my gosh!
And if you've seen pictures from the one in like Japan is open
Yes.
already, it will be freaking amazing.
Yes. Yes, that was amazing. That looked amazing.
Gotta see that at some point.
Yeah, like, okay, I went to Disney World when I was like 6, and I think we just went through the Magic Kingdom and stuff. And then I went there about 3 years ago, and yeah, mainly just Universal Studios. It was like night and day. It couldn't have been any different. And I know might actually be a plot twist, because normally they say only weirdos go to Disney World when they're adults, but lo and behold, 6-year-old me thought Disney World sucked and grew up thinking it must be the ripoff that all grumpy dads say. And then, yeah, Universal Studios was awesome.
Well, actually, the funny thing is I have a similar thing, because this is more me as a child. We used to do a whole bunch of Florida vacations. Well, not a whole bunch, but like 2 or 3 times I went down there, and I actually enjoyed my trip to Universal more than Disney. But then again, I'm at that point was not someone who would do rides, so
sure.
Like the rides I would ride were more like what they had at Universal. But what I really appreciate about Universal is it was like more organized, and especially when it terms like oh, here's your like digital ticket, like you can come back at this time and go right on, not to wait in lines.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, like, what did I go on when I was 6 years old? We went on a Snow White old mill ride, and we tried to pull the sword out of the stone, and a couple of people insist we did things besides that, and I don't even remember the local amusement park here, which, well, we have, Kennywood Park, like, classic that punches above its weight class for a relatively smaller city like this. But I mean, so considered good, I don't think good should mean it beats the hell out of Disney World.
No.
So yeah, that was a huge disappointment. And then, but yeah, honestly, the Universal rides, going on the Mummy adventure, like you're being swallowed up by in the mummy's mouth at 1 second, trapped in the tomb, about to be burned to death, or the Harry Potter rides, flying in and out of Quidditch adventures on the flying car. I mean, honestly, they were thrilling. And I'll say that as someone who goes on rides to be thrilled, on the 200-foot drop and the record-setting speed coasters and such.
Yeah.
They were just really fun.
Or the 3D coaster in Tivoli, or the Golden Tower in Tivoli. Woo! I could never go up in such a thing. Or the planes. Like, imagine this ride. You go up in it and you sit in it, and it like whips you on the head and all around and back and forth and stuff like that. I'm just like, woo!
I think I might. Wait, is it one where it's like a ride where it's like a plane that's on like? It's sort of like a swing ride, but like it's like there's a spin thing, like arm on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking. It's like Zyla. I forget the brand. I can't think of the name right now.
Yes.
Zamperla, like that was Zamperla plane something. But actually, it's a very popular ride, but like, it's known for like basically a very inversion heavy ride.
Yes.
Oh wow.
That's definitely true. Like, I can go up in old wooden coasters and that's it.
Well, even those seem like they cause you some problems.
Yeah. That's true. That's definitely true.
But yeah, like I was saying, it's not like I said, if you were just talking about Disney Magic Kingdom, we're going to hear the biggest issue of Magic Kingdom is basically it has so many classic rides, air quote, that there's not a lot of newer stuff in there compared to the other stuff, which has like the Avatar world and like Animal Kingdom. There's like the Star Wars world and like the Hollywood place, and then like the Epcot's getting some new rides, like their Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which is supposed to be like amazing, or it's not out yet, but it's supposed to be like the largest indoor roller coaster, and also like
that
dark
like
ride combo.
Idea.
So yeah, like it seems, but at the same time, Universal's doing good. Like Harry Potter's like world is like legendary, especially the Hagrid ride, which is like I know like what all that roller coaster has, and like it's impressive. Let me see, but yeah, I guess that actually brings me up to my own resolution this year was actually to sort of get over my fear of roller coasters. So a goal in that is to sort of ride every single roller coaster at Kings Island.
Oh, wow. I couldn't do
So
that.
yeah, that's just I'm trying to work myself up to it. Like I've already rode like the Beast last year and Mystic Timbers, which is like they're both their wooden ones. But I'm probably so yeah. I got to look for that this year. And they're also retracting the Beast, so it won't be as violent. But yeah, that's what my thing. I also got some stuff for Kentucky Kingdom because it's like a city down. So. But actually, here. Yeah, I know about yeah. So I've been looking to like theme park stuff. So I am aware of Kennywood up there in Pittsburgh. How they're already starting to celebrate their what is it 150th or 125th birthday next year.
Wouldn't surprise me either way, but yeah, 150. I'm gonna guess they weren't around in the 1870s unless it was like really basic.
Yeah, I think maybe 120. I know it's over. I think it's 100 or like over 100 at least. Kings Island is doing their 50th right now, this year.
It's older than 100. Okay, 1898 is when it opened, so yeah, it's got to be the 125th they're preparing for.
Yeah. And luckily on like Cedar Point, they get to celebrate it not during the worst part of the pandemic. Knock on wood.
Yeah, jeez. Speaking of which, I haven't been there, and I think, a couple of years now, since before the pandemic started. I'm overdue to take Daylover here.
Yay!
Well, there you go.
Well, actually, it's good because you said you like the older wood coasters, right? Is what you said.
Well, I will admit, like the thing that I love the most is going into like old arcade stuff and using all of my money.
The mildest Kennywood roller coaster wooden one that is the Racer, which I remember Day screaming her head off on a smaller one than that we rode together.
Like the wildest park rides that I enjoy is water rides, but they have to be like what is that, mild? Then they're really nice. Like if you get a little water splashed in your face, or it like whips a little bit, or twirls around and stuff like that, I really like that. But if it gets wilder than that, I'm just like, yeah, maybe not. Yeah. But that's going to be on our plan for the future, or what? We're going to Kennywood.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yay, indeed.
Yeah, then I wouldn't recommend it for Day, but I'm curious the second's thoughts on like their Steeler themed coaster. I would not recommend putting Day on that, but
I'll get back to you on what I think.
Yeah, because I'm not even going to like know like there's like Day I would not, because it's like a 200-foot like twisting like it's the coaster that has the most inversions in the U.S. So it's like, yeah, I'm not even going to like you're not getting on that Day.
No, she's not. I think she would tell you that straight up.
No, the wildest roller coaster I've been in was a big one that is in Norway, and it's like Nordic themed, and it has a loop in it. How my what is that, like female, she's not my cousin, but she's like what is that?
Second cousin.
Yes, second cousin or something like that. How she got me onto that, I will never forget. But like, or I have forgotten. But in the loop, the coaster stops for just, I don't know how long, a couple of seconds, but it feels like forever. But it stops in the loop, so you're hanging, with your head down.
Ugh.
Imagine me in that.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Imagining
That was
something very loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know I probably know what style coaster you're talking about. Yeah, it's like I think Gerstlauer does a lot of them. Like I said, I've been looking up stuff. Like, yeah, they're known for having very hang time. Like you get you slowly crest over upside down those loops. Some of them.
No, why? Oh.
Some things get rough.
Yeah, but we actually in the future we're also going. The 14th we're going to see a Van Gogh exhibit.
Oh, that's true. Going to see a little.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah. Not just
Yeah, that'll be
exhibit,
nice.
like a some kind. What do they call
Yeah,
that?
it's like 3D.
What are they?
And like amazing.
Okay, I forget the technical
scenery.
term for it, but yeah, basically like using digital screens to give you the experience of Van Gogh's paintings being painted in fast motion, brushstroke by brushstroke.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Looking really forward to doing that.
Oh,
yeah, that seems cool.
Yeah,
Because,
my speed.
Yeah, you can request date/gift ideas, I guess. After all, for Valentine's Day.
But yeah, Van Gogh is I think easily my favorite of the classic artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just uses color so well. That's what I love about him.
Like when I think it was isn't it only here in Pitt, or are they going somewhere else after?
It seems like they've been taking it around the country a little bit.
So maybe they will come to you. I'll definitely take a lot of pictures and videos so you can see if it's something for you.
But I guess going off of that, like any other plans for y'all? And
well, with me, it's like I'm just waiting to start on working. I really want to start working. I'm getting sick of waiting a little bit.
But I told them about that already.
Yes, and I have animation on my brain that I want to do, artwork, digital work, and we have a campaign that's standing still. What more? Yeah, just like trying to plan out what is going to happen when I finally stuff is going to happen.
Yeah. You have a idea what work you're looking for, or?
Well, like I was thinking about getting something like second half just in the morning with just like putting
the
stuff
labor
on,
force and all that.
Yeah, putting stuff on the shelves or helping people find stuff.
Well, you get you look for the one with your for your concept development.
Oh,
see if there's something coinciding with your degree.
Like I would love to do something with digital concept development, but no matter if I'm finding that or not, I'm going to do that in weekends because I already have 2 people that wants to buy my artwork. So, and what were I going to say? Oh, I lost the train of thought.
About other things you wanted to do?
Well, like if I can't do the packing stuff, I was thinking about like either actually starting off taking more pictures, photographing. Take up photographing or making what is that called? Of course the animation, but that's a long shot, and of course the artwork. If everything goes wrong, there's this flower shop, and I'm good with color, so I was thinking about like being a decorator like somebody that decorates shops and puts out flowers and stuff like that.
So we got dreams here.
Yeah, there's opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm in the sort of same boat with trying to find a new job after my one got laid off.
Yeah.
So,
what do you want to do?
I'm still trying to get back into media stuff, potentially. Like, that's my long shot stuff. Like, hey, let me get a job with my degree. Most likely banking stuff. Because that's what I have actual job experience on, so most likely that.
Okay. That sounds good.
Should be wrapping up in a little bit.
Yes.
But well, enter the new year with the optimism that the human spirit can generate.
And
So we've got hopes,
and dreams.
Heads held high.
Yep.
Yeah, and we gotta meet every one of us have to meet again in real life at a con.
Yes, we have not met.
Me and Jenn can drink that milkshake and eat that cake.
Yes.
At a con or something.
I've been compiling a list of actually I've compiled a list of like places where you can local places they got coffee and hot chocolate.
Yes.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, that weekend in July, maybe we could get away.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
That's actually a good
idea. That is actually speaking of goals. Yeah, like have a group meeting with all of us together.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That sounds like awesome. Yeah.
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 It'd be we haven't seen each other face to face since like since the last BronyCon.
Oh yeah, that's coming up on 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been gone for 3 years.
And then, me and Jenn still have to meet Carlos in person.
We do. We still have to meet him face to face too.
Yeah.
Maybe we can figure out something for the New York area. That way we can include Carlos.
Yeah.
If only, yeah.
Like I would love to go to New York again so we can cross the last things off of our list.
That was really great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's a good thing. I think you went and you missed most of the snowstorms and all that going up there, right? Or
it did start snowing when we were up there, but it was like just enough to make Central Park look much more
amazing,
scenic. Yeah.
And luckily we missed it before we went to Lady Liberty, and then it started snowing.
Yeah, and
I was really happy because I was fearing that the snowstorm was going to hit and then we wouldn't be able to go.
Yeah, I was saying, that lucked out well. You avoided the really bad winter storms that I know hit up there, and then you just got the nice, pretty snow.
Yeah,
indeed.
Nice, pretty snow. That's what we want.
Yep.
All right. And I guess any other plans for you, Carlos and Jenn? I know you were muted for a while.
I just had to.
Hey, man.
Oh, you're not gonna go. All right. So I was going to say I didn't really have much plans this year. I'm hoping if I actually do get a considerable prize from the tournament I said earlier at the beginning of the stream. That would be really good for me to delve back into the world of modern gaming, not just 3DS and possibly borrowing a Switch just for Mystery Dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I really would love to get what is it, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee or Pokemon Snap. One more have I been looking at? Oh yeah, Stardew Valley. I've seen you can get that to the Switch, and I was just like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll try that.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
All right. And Jenn, any other?
No, can't think of anything. I said all that. I think I said all that I was planning to, and other than that, yeah, that's about it for me.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
no, I'll. I was more of, what is that, a thought bubble that didn't amount to anything. I'm sorry. It's just like, oh yeah, no, not
Yeah,
not
actually,
really.
I do. Yeah, I do know that feeling where like you feel your mind tells you need to mention something, but it doesn't say what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I know that.
Oof.
But as for me, I brought, like I said, my New Year's resolution to sort of get over my roller coaster fear, ride every coaster on Kings Island. That's just sort of my baseline. Then other stuff is like, yeah, get a job, which I mentioned. And then the other thing is I want to try to get making other video projects again. Some for this channel, some for not. Just to get really into video production again. And hopefully with this pandemic, like lessening,
Yes.
like it will let me actually do that. So those are my plans.
That sounds good.
Yep.
But I guess with that said,
Makes you
I
sit
guess
back
see
and
y'all
reflect,
next time.
doesn't it?
Yeah. I guess see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, great time. See you next time.